looks like. Looks like we are going live. So it's very exciting. I think we're live. I think we're live. Yes, I think we are. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We're in a waxing moon. We've just had the solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So solar eclipse, that's a teeny weeny moon. That's just the moon new. And it's building up now. We're building up to this last full moon of the year. And we're building up from Sagittarius to a full moon in Gemini. So whenever the moon is going from small to bigger, it's a really good time to fortify, to build strength. Okay, when the moon is waning, that's when you detox, that's when you release, that's when you let go. But now this is a build-up time, okay? So if you can think of it in that way, because it's very valuable to work with the cycles of the moon. I'm going to do some very short videos giving you little tips about how to use the different phases of the moon. Because when I remember to do it, it really helps. For example, if I've got some really bad stains on a garment, you know, I've stained something, I've dropped some coffee or something. If you want to get something out, the best time to do it is during the waning moon. Laundry comes out much nicer in a waning moon than a waxing moon. Just does. You can usually eat more food. Here's good with the waxing moon, we're in the waxing moon. You can usually eat more and feel full sooner than with the waning moon. Eat a bit more and not put so much weight on. So there's all kinds of little tips that we can use productively with all the stages of the moon energy. Now, some of it will also depend on where your moon is in your chart. So it's very useful to know where your moon is in your chart and to follow the 28, 29-day cycle of the moon around your chart. I'm going to be doing a webinar about this coming soon. Lucy, can you put the free chart link in the chat box, please, for people to find their chart quickly, because there's a free chart you can get on my website. Gemini energy, what's it like? Gemini needs variety. It needs change. And a full moon brings something to light as to what you may need to change. And goodness knows, we've all had to make a lot of changes over this last couple of years, massive changes. So whereas Capricorn likes to plan, and we've got a new moon in Capricorn at the beginning of the new year, so that's a really good time for planning New Year resolutions, all that stuff. But now, we're in Gemini energy, which is all about winging it. I'll improvise. I'll try this, I'll try that. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'll try. It seems that the internet connection was a little choppy. I think that's my connection out in the countryside, I'm afraid. So if there is, if you want to put a question in the chat, I'll try and catch it if there was something that you missed. So the thing about the Gemini energy, it's mental in more ways than one. It's got a mental energy to it. So we're looking at how do you deal with so many different messages, so many different variants, lambda, mu, omicron, alpha, delta, you name it, sigma, tau. I've learned the Greek alphabet since I've been in Greece, so I know all these letters. And everything has got a frequency. And I think this full moon is going to draw our attention to frequencies, your frequency, becoming aware of your frequency, and also becoming aware of other people's frequencies. And you know, you feel, don't you? There's a sense you feel, you pick up energies. Well, the energies are going to be stronger as we build up to this Gemini. Gemini, there's a lot of mutable energy. So this is always a time where you will be challenged as to your adaptability. How can I be adaptable? What can I do rather than fighting something? How can the mutable signs have a tendency just to go round and to come up with another idea, another possibility, another way of seeing something. So we're looking at three very strong energies at the time of this full moon. And we've got the sun in Sagittarius, we've got a T-square going on. Sun in Sag, moon opposite in Gemini, and at the apex of this energy is Neptune in Pisces. So what are we working with? And I'm going to work with the music as well, because I think that cuts across boundaries. So we're working with the energy of Gemini, and I would say that Gemini it's light, it's got a light touch to it. It doesn't burrow in, oh, that's interesting, that's interesting. It flies around. So I would say something like this is the kind of energy. I'm just wondering if I need to, is the sound difficult? I'm getting a little feedback here that the sound is not real. So I'm wing it and be adaptable again and hope that I don't cut everything off in a sudden movement. So let's see if this now makes a difference. Yep. Yabba dabba doo. Scooby Doo. Oh goodness, I hope I've not buggered it. Right. Are you still there? Or should I say, am I still here? Oh no, I've gone and done something silly. Did I just do? What could have happened? No. What have I done? I just don't know what happened. God. Okay. Can you see me? You can't see me. Warning, something bit rate. Oh, it should be all right. What's happened? I don't know what to do. This is blooming Gemini telling me to be adaptable. What to do here? Yes, I've eclipsed here, all right. Oh, my camera's disconnected. Thank you. Somebody's given me the clue. Thank you for the Gemini help there. I think that might have done it. Has it? Oh, no. But you are right, it is the camera. But I think I plugged it back in. Oh, cool, blimey. So it's the camera. Right, that should be in. Help. It is the camera, but it happened when I leaned forward. Don't worry, go on mute and you'll wait. You're lovely, all of you. You're learning to be adaptable, aren't you? Well, have I checked my video setting at the bottom of the screen? No, somebody's right. The what's it? The webcam has got unplugged or something's not. Now I'm nearly there. I think I've found it. Oh, thank you for being patient. I can't believe this. Right, now that's definitely plugged in, but it's not now playing. Oh, blimey, check. Oof. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to reset it. Let's see, I've got to go back into Zoom and start. Yes, I think I'm on. I think I did it. Oh, you are patient. Thank you. I can't believe you had to wait all that time. Now, are we back? It's showing me that I'm back. Yes. Yes. The plug definitely got pulled out. Right. Thank you very much. Voila. Woo-hoo! Right. I told you about Gemini having to wing it. So don't be surprised if something like this happens. And now I better look as to whether the angle of the camera is a bit skewed. There we are. How's that now? Is that all right? Dearie me. Okay. Thank you for your help, really. See how we need one another. Somebody said it's your webcam, so you helped. Thank you. Goodness gracious. So, as I was saying, it's this energy. Yeah, so that's the sort of Gemini. It's playful, it's fun, it somehow, it doesn't get stuck on something. It says, all right, well, that happened, and what else is going to happen? Yes, it likes a little bit of, as I said, variety. So we're dealing with this Gemini energy. And then we've got this Neptune energy. All right, the square is the Neptune. So the Neptune, there's the tension between this sort of playful. Okay, it's got that sort of playful energy. And then we've got this, sorry, I'm sitting here in lotus position, so I've no pedal, but the Neptune suggests that we're dealing with grief, with sadness, with loss. Because there is a grieving, there is a sort of like it's this coming to the end of the year now, when people often look back at what's happened this year. And we've lost many people, dear ones. And we've lost a way of life. Many of us are very glad that we've lost it, but nonetheless, there is this sense of loss. So there would be something like, So I think there needs to be a space at the time of this full moon for the tears, the sadness to be released. So don't be surprised, and you may already be feeling that energy. You may be feeling the energies already from time to time. I heard a sad song and just the tears just whooshed over me. So let it whoosh over you like a wave, but just be aware that there is you may tune into that collective energy of feeling sad sometimes and feeling just the general sorrow. So if you can sing a lullaby to yourself, or sing a lullaby to somebody, or if somebody's being tetchy or difficult, just sort of imagine putting them in your arms and just singing them a little lullaby. Yeah, calming them. People need calming. But you've got this sort of lively energy going. And then you've got and then you've got another energy going on. So there's all these swirling frequencies, and you may find yourself chopping around from one to the other. And then we've got this Sagittarian energy, yeah, Sun in Sag. So we've got this Sun in Sag is looking to the future. The Neptune and the Pisces looks to the past and the releasing of the past. And here we've got this strength of the future. What will we do? Yeah, so it's got a certain strength and movement of, and of course Beethoven was a Sagittarian, yes, so he always gave you a sense of hope. There was anger, there was frustration, but there was always somehow so there was a sense of expansion. So we're dealing with these different frequencies. And if you can just know that they're going to be swimming in the ethers, and you may all of a sudden find, oh, I suddenly feel expansive. I suddenly feel as though there's a sense of hope. There's a chink in the dark tunnel. You might have heard some good news. You might have heard that, yeah, good news for me this week, really good news, was somebody who's been in the hospital, very dear to me. He came out of the hospital. He's through. So this was a big thing. So you might hear some really positive news. You may see a positive future. Or you may find yourself being a little scattered and needing variety and going off from one thing to another and finding it difficult to complete things. And then you may find yourself just touched by the sorrow and the sadness that many are going through in one way or another. It's a particularly powerful full moon because it's on the galactic center. The galactic center, 27 degrees of Sagittarius. The sun is exactly on that point. So you're being encouraged to stretch yourself. Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius, is trine to this moon energy. So the trine energy is wonderful. The trine energy is really it's encouraging you to stretch yourself every day. I've got one of these inverter, what's it called, inverter table or inverter bed, whatever you call it. And I've been gradually, you know, going more of an angle, because you build up slowly. You don't do it all of a sudden. And I thought, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to let myself off the tether and I'm going to try and go into full inversion. Well, I did go into full inversion, but then I couldn't get out of it. Well, imagine you're hanging by your ankles. There's nobody to rescue me. Nina's far, you know, she's downstairs. I don't think she would have heard me shouting, and certainly Tassos wouldn't because he's 2 floors down. And I'm thinking, I don't know how to get out of, and the thing I'm lying on is sort of stuck to the back there. I feel my heart going like vroom, vroom, vroom. I told myself, I said, just relax, you're all right. And then I remembered, called to the memory what I'd seen on the video of how to get out of the inversion. And then slowly as I calmed, I was able to get out. But that was a super duper stretch. So where do you need to stretch? Let's have a little share. Yes, it's a teeter-totter. It was a teeter-totter. So where do you know that you need to stretch? Because that's what we're building up to. And it's not about making America great again. It's not about making Europe great again. It's about making you great again. Right? This is about you. You may get a feeling. So I'm just sort of waiting for a little bit of sharing here. Okay. That comes through a little later. So I'm going to say thank you for liking the video. It encourages more of our tribe to join us. Thank you, Lucy. I don't know where I'd be without Lucy. She's amazing. Thank you, thank you. And today Jimmy is with us helping, so thank you very much. Okay, so Cassandra is stretching to be patient with all the changes that are happening. Debbie's going to walk tall into your authentic self. Well, make that specific, Debbie, something specific that you're going to do to feel tall. Yeah, I know what you mean, Melissa. You're feeling already stretched. I know exactly what you mean. Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that. So can I ask the Pleiadians how you can stretch? What you can stretch that will help the most? You need to stretch what you know you need to do. There's a part of you that's saying no to something. Whatever you're saying no to, that you know you really want to really do. Yeah, you kind of know you want to do that. You've got a goal in mind, but you've not devoted yourself. It's about devotion. What are you devoting yourself to? Not reacting in anger. It's a good one. Thank you. Being more confident. Well, what would be an action, GT, that you could take to be confident? I want to get you specific here because we've got Mercury is actually in Capricorn. So we're going to get on to that aspect. Okay. All right. Spooky Boo is going to be mindful physically and intuitively. Okay, lumpy custard, new things, new recipes, new tastes, new places. That's great. That's a bit wide. Okay, it's very Sagittarian. Thank you, Daniela. From the bottom of my heart to yours. Thank you. Oh, you're almost in the North Pole. Wow. Look at that. We're in the far corners of the world and we can connect. This is very much Gemini energy. Networking, connecting, widening your connections. Make it specific. Give yourself something specific here, because then you'll know whether you did it or not. The thing with the generalities is very Sagittarian. I applaud you for your Sagittarianism. But it's not going to give you a sense of satisfaction until you get something tangible. So we've got parallel worlds going on. I don't know if you feel that. Parallel worlds, a sense of which there are two realities, or many realities actually. And Gemini is really asking you, what do I need to learn? And I've asked myself this really hard, you know, it's like, what must I learn right now? What is urgent with the earth changes that are coming, that we're in, sorry, not coming, but there's more to come. What do I need to learn? So for me, I know that I need to get much more resilient with health and well-being. I think we all need that. And I'm excited to tell you that on Wednesday, Penny Kelly, naturopathic physician, author, Kundalini Awakened, yeah, she's amazing. I did her Getting Well Naturally course this weekend, actually. It was very, very intense, very wonderful. Because I know I have to learn what I can do to stay well, to stay strong, to the best of my ability, and how to help others. So that's what I felt so passionate about. I was willing to devote the time to do that. So where do you want to devote some energy? This full moon in Gemini is encouraging you to say, what must I learn? So what must you learn? What are you really, what would be of value as we move towards this new earth? Good health, more than ever, with the disruptions that are coming, to the best of our ability. And the stronger you are, the more able you are to help other people. If I go down, who can I help? And I don't want to be a burden on others. I don't think any of us want that. Sometimes we need one another. But we can do the best we can to get strong. That's why I'm interviewing people who I feel can strengthen us as a community with our frequency so that we can stay resilient through these changes. All right, Eva Marie wants to learn more about astrology. Great. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to do a course? What books are you going to get? What are you going to do? Even Radhika's encouraging you to like the video. Wow, thank you, Radhika. Okay, so you'll find links. Lucy's posting links to the chat. And I'll have Summer Bacon back on with Dr. Peebles. And he was a medical doctor too. So I think there needs to be a lot of focus on health, well-being, healing. So what do you want to learn? Very important. Another thing with Gemini energy, listening. What do you want? What must you listen to? Really listen. There are messages and lots of subtle things around that I think we don't see necessarily. I had to listen to this message keep coming up about your brakes on the car. Get your brakes seen to. And I rang the garage and they said, oh, no, you're not due. Your service isn't due. I said, you know what? I don't care whether the service is due or not. I'm bringing the car in and I want you to check the brakes. And again, no, you've got 5,000 more kilometers to do. I went, he opened up everything and he went, oh, yes, you urgently need new brakes. So trust the voice, trust what you're hearing on the inside. Sarah's going to study Chinese herbalism. Beautiful. Shai's going to better relationships. Excellent. Excellent. Now, Gemini wants you to get tools, all right? It's encouraging you to find tools because Gemini rules the hands, the arms. So good tools to have would be some good reference books. Yeah, physical books that you have on hand in case there are some stoppages or shortages or, yeah, I mean, things may be fine. But isn't it better to plan if you can see a storm coming in? We may be able to avert it, especially if we raise our frequency enough. We can control the weather. It doesn't have to be foisted on us. Through a higher frequency, we can have hurricanes and tornadoes redirect themselves out into the ocean. I'm not saying we're there yet, but I know that that's a possibility. And so the Gemini energy is the mental frequency. So having books on hand is useful. So what reference books would be useful for you to have? There might be herbal books. There might be books for growing vegetables and growing food. That might be useful. There might be, also good books for anything to do with health and healing. And you might find a lot of the old books are really useful, really about 100 years old. So books. Very good idea to get some spare parts for things. Spare parts are getting more difficult to get. There's probably going to be more shortages as supply chains falter. Don't panic, but just do the best you can now to begin to prepare. That's all I'm saying. Working with the breath, Gemini rules the breath. So any kind of breath work is very powerful. And it's also powerful to use words constructively. You might want to ask yourself, am I being more positive? Am I being more loving? Am I paying attention well enough? What's my frequency like right now? What's your frequency right now? You could tune in. Ah, Becky's taken a crypto course. Awesome. Stephanie's doing practical gardening. Awesome. Magda's doing Reiki. Excellent. So this is really good. I know I've kept saying it, and I know I'm a broken record, but there's nothing like being prepared and then just relaxing, because prices are going to go up anyway. And you might, if you buy 10 or 12 of something, so if someone else needs it, you might be able to barter or you just give it to somebody. So what I'm wanting to do again is to build this resilience. That's great, Terry. Your son's been buying tools and learning to fix things. Yes, yes, yes. People who can, yeah, ham radio, brilliant. So Make the commitment. Cooking for health, brilliant. We need that. See, all these are all practical things. And this is really the energy of this moon. So good to have some small change as well. For a while, we still have cash until they do away with it, but we still got cash. I'd have some small coins and I'd have small notes. Don't have things in big notes. All right, it's getting more and more difficult to change a 50 these days in Greece. I know that's not the case in Austria and Germany, places where you've got the 500 notes and the hundreds. You don't see €100 notes here at all in Greece. So just prepare mentally. This moon in Gemini is a mental preparation. What do I need to learn? What do I need to listen to? And how can I become more aware of my frequency? So what's your frequency now, right now? My frequency is a frequency. What are the things I'm feeling? I'm feeling excited to be with you. I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling grateful. What are you feeling? What would be 3 frequencies you can tune into right now? Because tuning into your frequency band, and practicing a frequency. That's how I work with the Pleiadians. The Pleiadians have a very specific frequency that they come in on. Yeah, it's very much joyful, joy and love, joy and love. Yeah, so what are the frequencies? Yeah, really begin, because frequency medicine is the way we're going. And especially as Uranus is going to go into Gemini, 2024-5, yeah? So the frequencies are going to lift, but the frequency is really important. And this is going to be an opportunity to become more observant of frequencies. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Yeah, really just. So there's going to be some sudden changes. I mean, I had a shock today. I got an SMS from Barclays Bank saying that I need to close my accounts. I'm like, what? So I rang them up and I said, what's this about? Because I'm never sure whether it's a scam. You get messages on your phone. And they said, oh, well, you seem to just have an EU address. And you must have a UK address now, or we need to close your accounts. So money is getting lost, money's getting misplaced. There's all sorts, the cryptos, there's money going missing with certain cryptos. In Australia, there's a crypto trading thing that's gone bust. And there's millions of dollars in Bitcoin that can't be found in the murky world of cryptocurrency. So we've got to clean the frequency up of cryptos. Okay, they've got tremendous potential, tremendous. We've got to clean them up. So that's being worked upon. And another thing I ask myself a lot is, what can hold us together? We're seeing very much about what can blow us apart, right? What can blow us apart, what we can disagree about, what's not all right. And that's part of things, I get that. But what about building the frequency and the thinking around what would bring us together? What would bring us together? Isn't that beautiful? Signe has decided to keep an empty room in the house ready in case somebody suddenly needs a place to stay. Beautiful. Yeah. So just beginning to think of these things. Okay, because if you can see something coming, if you see a truck coming at you, and you can get out of the road, so much the better. Or a train's coming at you. So what the astrology does is it enables us to see the possibilities, the potentials, so that hopefully we can get out away from a hurtling truck and not have it hurt anybody. Nobody gets hurt. That's the aim with the astrology. Food banks, sky blue, love that. Are you going to take some food to a food bank? I am. Or to the supermarket if they're collecting. What can you do? The strong Neptune energy is, what are you getting used to? There's a certain hypnotic energy going on, where there's almost like a trance. I don't know if you found that. Some people look as though they're wandering around in a trance. It's almost like, is there anybody there? Hello? So, what are you getting used to? But maybe you shouldn't be getting used to. We had the terrorist attacks in 2001. Right, that's 20 years ago now. Sadly, to the people who've lost loved ones. And you still, in most cases, cannot take a bottle of water on a plane anymore. Since then, that's still there. So there may be certain things that have been brought in now, may still be around for quite a while to come. And Gemini encourages you to find a way around things. To get around things, not to bump up against it. Yeah? It's like a butterfly. I can't imagine a butterfly bumping into something, can you? It sort of just delicately lands and delicately goes off. It's that delicate energy, yeah, that we're dealing with. It's got a gentleness to it. So if I were to play it, it would play like something like this. Yeah, it's got that kind of frequency to it. So this is great. There's some great great things coming through. You're getting some, it's like we want to feel useful. So what's the other aspect that we've got going on? Well, the other aspect that we've got is Mercury is in Capricorn and it's trine to Uranus in Taurus. So this is earth energy. And this is wonderful for actually doing practical things, practically preparing, methodically doing things. Yeah. So I'm always reminded of something, it's sort of like Bach energy. Yeah, it's like, what can we build? And something very, yeah, you've got to be, it's like it's, let's get on with it energy, but let's be organized energy. And it's like, and with the Uranus energy there, I'm seeing communities really popping up suddenly and quickly. Suddenly, you know, lots of us have been looking for a tribe, a community. This energy is really positive, is really powerful for that kind of energy. We've been longing for these communities. And if you're going to learn something, you'll meet a community. And it's okay if it's online. We're working with frequencies now. And the frequencies are out in the field. We can turn things around. We have no idea of our power. It really is infinite. We've got to keep raising that frequency. I know what you mean, darling, looking for your tribe all your life. This is the time. This is the time. It really is. And I'd like to quote Socrates from Dan Millman, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, one of my favorite books. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. And Eckhart, my lovely Eckhart Tolle, who says that some changes look negative on the surface, but you'll soon realize that space is being made in your life for something new to emerge. So don't lose heart. Don't lose heart. There we are. Debs went out for the first time to meet new people last week. Okay, so don't lose heart. These are difficult times. We are being asked to be stretched further than we've ever stretched before. And it's an opportunity for those of us that choose to raise our frequency so that we can create more miracles. Okay, so it's going to take you into a completely new world, a completely new dimension. A completely new space. And I firmly believe and know that there are beings, there are energies around us who want to help. And we've just got to do some work as well. Because you don't feel good unless you do it yourself. You want to say, I did it myself. Yeah. So what's your frequency right now? I'd love some feedback about how you're feeling right now, especially if you've been on the live for a little while. Lucy's raising the frequency. Jimmy, don't make that you'd like to participate in courses, but you can't afford it. Find something you can afford. Get inventive here. There's many free courses out there. There's loads of free courses on cryptos. Yeah, so there's a lot there. Don't limit yourself. Stretch yourself. Find another way. Gemini says, okay, this route doesn't work. Is there another road I can take? Is there another road I can take? And if you can't, then stay where you are physically, but you can go somewhere else mentally. Frequency. So I'm waiting for calm, content, connected. Thank you, Anna. Feeling great. Feeling tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Thank you, Lumpy Custard. Tracy's feeling tired. Okay, that's all right. Radhika, expansive, all embracing. Woohoo! And just know that just a change, because Gemini is very much about movement, and just a change in your posture can change your frequency. Just a change in your face muscles can change your frequency. Seeing a little kitten or a little puppy can change your frequency. Or a teddy or two. So you can change. And that's what the message is. Just as the virus has changed, we need to change. So do your best. Although it's uncomfortable, many of us, I'm seeing this more and more, are experiencing more of their own power, little by little by little, taking more responsibility and saying, hey, I'll do this, I'll do that. I have a friend whose husband, who's been a helicopter ambulance employee for donkey's years in Greece, and he did not want to be forced by the mandate, and so he was let go of with no pay, no nothing, and he's finding his way. He's not earning very much money at the moment, but he's working. He's found some work and he's finding little odd jobs he can do, and he's got 3 young children. So it was frightening. It was difficult. You can do more than you think you can. And this energy of Gemini is this expansion of thinking. And I have to keep pushing myself all the time. Yeah, I'm certainly not saying that I know how to do this. I'm not. I'm growing and learning with you all the time. But frequency is the way. The Pleiadians come through on frequency. So what frequency do you choose to be around? Love that, Stephanie. Stop feeling sorry for yourself when you feel much better. Yes! Woohoo! Awesome. Yeah. Where do you need to draw your line and say, hey, this is what I need and I'm going to be inventive. Mercury's trine to Uranus. This is so inventive with thinking. Be creative. Or be around somebody who's creative that you know, that you like. Or watch someone who you think's creative. Tess, you think this is the best time to be alive? You came for this time. You came for this. And I'll be talking more about the other aspects that are coming up this month. But I just wanted to give you a heads up now of what the kind of energies that we're working with. You know, and if you sing along to this. And you know it, clap your hands. La 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 la. Yes, so really, you might just want to sing that. Let emotions go through you. I'm learning to do that. Sometimes it's like, oh, and I notice I have a resistance to sadness sometimes. Don't want to feel it. I know why, because my dad always used to say to me, what have you got to be sad about? Don't be sad. So, you know, I'm aware that that is a conditioning. So what's the conditioning that you're working with? That we're just sliding out of. I always think of Gemini as being like a rubbery energy. It's like a rubbery doll. Yeah, rubber. So how can you become a little rubbery? Because, you know, good health is the flexibility of your spine. Yeah, it's no good if it's rigid and hard. This is mutable energy. So what can you do to just loosen? Yeah, even just loosening your shoulders, loosening your arms, flying a little bit, because I always think of Gemini as flying energy. So, you know, spread your wings. I can't remember songs. Yes, fly me to the moon and let me dance among the stars. So what is it that you can do to build a Gemini toolbox that can distract you away from getting caught up in a heavy frequency? Plenty of that around. So that's the energy that you're working with. Notice where you go into holding your breath and resisting, saying, no, no. And where do I need to just open up and expand up into Jupiter, trine to the moon energy? So this is really what we're working with. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you to so many of you who have contributed. Thank you to my wonderful Patreon supporters. Join me on Wednesday with Penny Kelly for some, it's going to be an amazing conversation. And also on Thursday with Summer Bacon. So it's hotting up December. I'll be walking with you into this new world. I love you. Thank you.